you hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your profitable fashion coach because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profits go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement. Wear confidence and build profits with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy. Welcome to another episode of My Profitable Fashionpreneur Journey. Tonight, we'll be joined by yet another profitable fashionpreneur who has been in the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp for 85 days. Yes, today is day 85 of the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp, and we are slowly moving forward on to day 90. My name is Wuraola Ubaka, and I am called your profitable fashion coach. Right here, we believe that if your business is not making money, why are you even in business? Now, through the course of 90 days, we have had profitable fashionpreneurs like you, profitable fashionpreneurs like me, who signed up for the first cohort of the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp, come into the bootcamp and experience transformation in their own way. We started the My Profitable Fashionpreneur Journey series on the 10th of October, and every weekday since the 10th of October, we have had different profitable fashionpreneurs come here live and share their own journey through their lens in the Profit Circle, aka the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp. And what is so interesting about the journeys that we have had is that everybody's journey is so different. Everybody comes into the PFA looking for something different. But that's the beauty of the PFA. It meets you exactly where you are. It meets you where you are. So no matter where you are in your journey, there is something in the PFA for you to get out. And so today we're going to be meeting yet another profitable fashionpreneur. And it's already 9 o'clock, so I'm not going to make much ado. I'm going to bring her right here on stage to introduce herself by herself and for herself. And let's see how we go from there. So, hello and welcome to today's episode of My Profitable Fashionpreneur Journey. Can you go ahead and share your name and what you do in the fashion space?
Okay, so my name is Ruth Funke Nicholas, and in the fashion space, I make customized clothing, branded t-shirts, hoodies, caps, basically wearables, branded wearables, and other, branded items, mugs, whatever you need to put a name on. That's what I do.
All right. I love what she says. She says she makes branded wearables, but whatever you need to put a name on, she makes it. So could you go ahead and tell us, Miss Ruth, what is your Instagram handle? What social media? What did you find? What's the name of your brand? So that we know what we are looking
Okay.
for.
Okay. Name of my brand is Zion's Apparel, and that's the name on all the platform: Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just Zion's Apparel.
All right. So we are talking to Ruth Funke Nicholas, who is the founder of Zion's Apparels. And you can find her across all social media platforms at Zion's Apparel. And she has told us that she does branded apparels, and really whatever you need to put a name on. And guess what? Christmas is coming. So she's the person you need for personalized gifts, personalized t-shirts, Christmas t-shirts, whatever you need to put a name on. That gift for your boss, that gift for your kids, that gift for your best friend. I think you want to contact Funke. So I'm not going to make too much noise because we have a long journey to share today. So can you go ahead and tell us, how you first came to find out about the PFA, and how you found yourself in the PFA before we talk about how
Okay.
you got boot camp.
Okay. So I think for me, I think PFA is just a place where I wasn't looking for. PFA was that thing I didn't know I needed, and God knows what we need, and He aligns us to what we need. That is my story of how I found PFA. So my first contact with PFA was first with Coach Wura, you know. So I contacted Coach Wura at an event that we went for. So when I discussed with her, she asked me, "What do you do?" and all of that. We got into that conversation, and in that split second, she was able to impact real fire into me, and she told me, "Oh, you need to get the avatar course." So she said something like that. You need to get the avatar course. Then I went later to search it out. I bought that course. I think the course was no longer holding live, so I bought the recording and I watched it. After I watched it, I was like, "Oh wow!" Whenever I contact Kochura, I will go on a long sleepless couple of nights, rethinking everything. In fact, the standing meeting was already one long journey of sleepless night. Then the avatar course set me on another of that. So after that, I was like, okay, what do I do from here? And I started to put in the things she said, even from the avatar course. I started working on them. I got a book. This is my book. And I put those things there. So eventually, as the PFA dressmaker conference was coming up, I've been seeing it because I see her status, and I also follow Coach Wear on Instagram. I'm like, oh, this is nice, this is nice. But I didn't think that it was something for me. After all, I didn't see myself as a ready to wear brand. I was like, me in a t-shirt I sell now, waiting to consign me with, So I didn't even think it was for me. See, I was making Coach Wura's t-shirt for PFA. Then she just asked me casually, have you registered? I was like, coach, it's not for me now. It's for those people. She said, you better find yourself inside. I say, okay, why am I not? And that was it was going to start the next day. So that was how I registered and I got in. When I got into that course, it was something else. It was everything. I was like, wow. So that's how I would have stayed, and I would need this thing so much and I would not be in it. The dressmakers conference impacted me so much because okay, I think we are back. Okay. So after the dressmakers conference, I think
Yeah.
some people asked questions about pricing. Some people asked questions about. I think there was one of the facilitators that talked about marketing, and then Coutura said, "Oh, I'm going to take a course on pricing." I was like, "I need this so much," so I paid for the pricing course. So after I paid for the pricing course, I attended the pricing course and I shut down. After the pricing course, I literally shut down business. I was like, I'm not doing it again. Because in that 5 days, I just realized that what have I even been doing? As in, like, I've been putting in so much energy and just wasting my time, not being profitable. As in, I was sad. In fact, whenever when they in my place, they say when two brothers enter the house, if they've told themselves the truth, they will not come out smiling. Most times, when I finish contacting Coach Wura in that way, I don't come out smiling. I come out very humble and very sad with all my feathers plucked. So I just couldn't do anything again. I was just like, okay, maybe I should just pack up, but no, I don't give up. So, um, that led me into the boot camp. Let me stop there till I'm asked about the boot camp.
We are talking to Ruth Funke Nicholas, and she's the founder of Zion's Apparel. Her simple USP is that whatever you need to put a name on, she can get it done. So if you need to put a name on anything, Zion's Apparel is the brand you want to contact. And she has told us how she first came to interact with the PFA. Yes. So I remember I met Funke for the first time sometime in, I think, February.
Every
Yeah, about February of this year. And we met at a program, and I think you were even sent selling t-shirts that day. And I just
Yes.
really, the thing about when you're a vessel is that when God is using you, you don't even know. Your own is that you just say what you are sent to say and you move on. But just hearing now how she says, okay, she has, some profound insights, whenever she has a conversation, everybody gets insights based on their own lens and based on where they are on their journey at every point in time, which was really what happens today. And I remember, so the avatar course, which we call the creating a winning customer persona for your fashion business, that course is the first course we do every year. So next year we're also going to run the course, because it's the first course we do every year, because we need you to know who you're actually designing for. We don't want you to just be confused. And so, when I met her, I just had a conversation. I said, okay, I think you should get this course. I have this course on seller. You should get the course, which she now followed up and she did. And, everything else she has actually shared. Now, let's go ahead. We know that, yes, I remember, because, yes, she makes the branded t-shirts which we use at the PF. I should have even worn one tonight. Why didn't I?
Yes.
Anyway, she makes the
So
branded t-shirts which we use at the PFA and even at my brand Wura. In case you don't already know, I am the founder and creative director of Wura. Wura is a Nigerian ready-to-wear fashion brand where we create classy dresses that fit just right for confident women. So if you are the woman who wants to own the room, who wants to show up with grace, and who wants to show up and own her space, then Wura is really where you should be shopping, because where are you even shopping? All right, let's go back to Miss Funke's story. Now, you attended the dressmakers conference. So let's take it from there. From the dressmakers conference, how did you now come to find yourself inside the Ready to Wear bootcamp of the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy?
okay. So from the ready to wear the dressmakers conference, I got a lot of value from that, and I just felt, oh, this is good. I can work with this. Then Coutura talked about the dressmaker at the boot camp. But I was still like, okay, somehow I just feel like, oh, this thing is just for people that are transitioning from bespoke. They're trying to make clothes. I don't sew clothes. What's my own? I still just had that thing at the back of my head, like, this thing is not really, really for me. Okay, maybe a little part is for me, but the bulk of it is not for me. So at the conference, I didn't, in fact, there was a discount at the conference. I did not use it because I felt I didn't need it. The guides, I did not get it. I was like, okay, I don't, this is not really for me. So I just had that mentality. But going forward, after the pricing, I think the pricing class came after the conference. After listening to the pricing class, I couldn't sleep, literally. I shut down. I stopped doing business. I stopped posting. I stopped, as in I just lost interest. And God kept telling me that you need to stay close to this person. Every day I will wake up and fight. And when something is important, that's just it for me. I won't be able to sleep. I'll wake up, I'll think about it in the morning, afternoon, night, every time. You need to be in that. I say, why do I need to be in a place that is not for me? Which kind of wala is this? And now the discount is off. Well, till I registered a day, the bootcamp was starting the next day. When I couldn't sleep, it's like the thing would be like, so that thing starting tomorrow. You still not register? I was like, leave me now. I say I'm not doing bootcamp. How many programs do I want to be in? But I couldn't just rest. And when it's like that, I know that okay, God has something for me, and I know my teachers. when God showed me that this is your teacher, I really align myself. Just like God is already telling me about the next step already, and I'm still in that place where I'm struggling. I hope I'll stop being stubborn. Okay, so that's how I paid. I just contacted Couture again. Do you think this thing will be for me? I just wanted that to say, it's not really for you. It's for the people that are really sewing. Then she was like, if anybody can benefit from this, and really, after going through the boot camp, anybody can benefit from that boot camp. Sincerely, you don't even need to be doing fashion business. You is just business. So eventually, a day to the time, I paid and I found myself in the boot camp. In fact, when I got in, I felt like I was late because I know that she had been talking about it for a long time and people were already in. So she just said, no, you're not late, and the induction is the next day. And that's how we started the boot camp journey.
All righty. So when you say how um when God tells you something, he doesn't let you sleep. That's how it happens to me. Like recently there was a step that I needed to take. God was telling me I needed to take that step. And I was saying, God, I cannot take this step. I'm not even in the frame of mind to in fact, I was on my hospital bed. I had a surgery, and the day after the surgery was the last day for me to take that step. I could not sleep. With the pain of my surgery, hey, I just called my brother. I said, you need to get this thing done because I cannot sleep. And really, that's how, when sometimes people say, when you say, oh, God told me this, God told me, you say, how did you hear God? You need to learn how to hear God. You need to learn how to decipher the patterns of things that happen to you that make you know how God talks to you. God has a way he speaks to every one of us. But if you are not paying attention to the patterns, you will miss it. And for me personally, I know that that's a pattern. And it's just like when I needed to start the PFA. I say it, I can say it 10 times a day. I did not want to start the PFA, but God did not let me rest. I will not be able to sleep. Even till now, I'm not resting. Even the further program you want to do, I did not want to do it, but I have not rested. Hey God will not let me rest. He will keep disturbing me. I will be like, I don't want to do. I don't want to do. I say, let me not come and become Jonah, that fish will come and swallow. So sometimes it's like that. But so yes, so it's always important that you study the patterns of how God talks to you in whatever name you call God, or how the Holy Spirit talks to you. Because if you miss it, you may miss out on some destiny encounters that you can never get back. That's really the truth. And so Zion's Apparel has shared with us how she needed to. Sorry, I'll see you after the class. So she has shared with us how she didn't even think the boot camp was for her. She was like, it's for fashion entrepreneurs. What am I doing there? But she couldn't rest. And so she said, okay, let me come into the bootcamp. So normally I would ask you that what was the pain points that you were going through that made you register for the bootcamp? But for you now, I think that question is almost a non-issue because you didn't even think you had a pain that even you were like, but you just came in because you were listening and you decided to obey. And like I always say, our only qualification is obedience. When God gives us an instruction, your qualification is obedience. So okay, Miss Funke, you obeyed and then you entered into the bootcamp. So can you take us through your journey in the ready to wear bootcamp, sharing specifically what you took away from the boot camp, how the boot camp transformed you in tangible terms.
Mm. Well, the boot camp has been my lifesaver, sincerely. I'm a business person. If you know Funke, you know her. You know her. You know business. I'm that Igbo Yoruba girl that everybody feels. How did you land? How did you land in Yoruba land? I've been doing business since forever. I love business; is my lifeline. But till I came into PFA, I think PFA was God just showing me mercy. Sincerely, for me, PFA was God saying that you have been struggling so much. Okay, I think coach is ready.
I
Okay,
can
yeah,
hear
but
you. I'm with you.
okay. PFA was God saying, you have been struggling so much. I now want to show you how to walk this journey. That is just when I think about PFA, because going through the PFA, I now saw that this was what I needed all along. When you need you, I don't have a I don't have any role model to look at in business. Nobody in my family does business. My parents have no clue about what business is. They are 9 to 5ers, they are bookies and all of that. Let's collect our salary and rest. I have no brother, no sister, nobody to show me what business. I'm just that person that just likes business, and I've been doing with all my power, all my might, and all my strength. So I just feel that coming into PFA, the boot camp particularly, is God saying, you have been struggling with this thing. Now let me show you how to walk this journey. And when I started going through week after week, the first week was the week where we talked about who our customer is. That was the first thing Coach Wura asked me on my first encounter. Who is your customer? I don't know who your customer is. Who are you? When I took the course, it was the same thing. Then we went through that again. Then it really began to make real sense to say, do I even know who my customer is, or is it everybody that just needs t-shirt? Everybody that needs t-shirt cannot be my customer. So the boot camp changed everything that I thought I knew about business. Now I now know that, i've just been I've just been roughing it. I didn't know the how to this thing. I knew my why. I knew how, that it was my core. I knew business was one of the things I'm called to do, but I didn't know how to go about. So I just went about it from any, I will just shabby, let me shabby selling. That's my own. I didn't know that there was a difference between selling and making profits. And sometimes at a point in the boot camp, I felt really sad again. Like I said, when Coach Wura is not my smiling, he's not the one that I encountered and I'm so happy and like, oh, no, no, no. She leaves me very pensive and sad. And I like it because those are the things that I don't even want to find out. I don't want to find out the things that I've learned from you. I don't want to find them out 10 years later. I already feel like I'm finding them out so late. I haven't done business for 15 years, or more, finding that out now. So I feel like it's just the right time. So coming in contact with you has now made me understand the structure. Every week we have a different topic. I'm not one of the how would I call it, boot campers, but really I'm in the boot camp and I'm following. If I don't follow at the pace, because maybe I'm also in school, I have a 9 to 5 and every other thing, I will stay. Like last week, I will stay. I went through all my courses and all my days, day in, day out, I follow through. So going through every week, I will see that, so this is how to do this thing. There's a method to the madness. So, this thing is not just to be mad up and down. There is a way to do this madness. I started taking
We don't
it
even want you to be mad, though.
as they always say, there's a method to the madness.
Don't be mad.
Abi? So I started taking things in week after week. I knew who my customer was. Then I started working at the structure because of the PFA. Now my business is my registration is about to come out. I was going to just do a business name, but PFA and the boot campus pushed me and encouraged me and told me to go beyond just a business name. Somehow, I've always still felt as if I'm a physiotherapist by profession. I have a medical equipment business, and that has always been what I've been known for. So me coming into the fashion space, I saw it as one side hustle. Not even I just saw it. So I was just like, listen, let's shall be doing it. But I still know that is what I'm called for. So the PFA made me know that, okay, this my fashion business has come to stay, and it's not just a side also. It's really the core of what I want to do in addition to the other things I'm called for. So I was able to register now not just as a business name, but as a limited liability company, thanks to the PFA. Going further than that, when we now got to the pricing, you didn't ask me for my pain point, but my pain point was pricing. Pricing was a very big pain point for me because I did not just know how do they even used to just do. Is it that I'll just buy and say I've bought, then add this one to it and sell? I didn't really know how to go about my pricing. So I was really looking forward to two things: pricing and the measurement. So those weeks I took them very seriously because those were the issues I was having. Because aside just making t-shirts that are like ready made, I also make custom made hoodies, jerseys, and dress shirts, and every other wearable that you want in kind of like the streetwear kind of way, you know. So I learned how to do the measurement correctly. Then I also learned pricing correctly. Sincerely, the PFA just changed everything I knew about how to make my business valuable. Before, I'm that person that once the next t-shirt vendor is reducing their price, I'm also thinking, oh, my price will also come down, no, so that people, I did not understand. In fact, there are like, when you are in a space, there are people you look up to. So there has always been a few people that I've looked up to in that space of business, that I would look at their pricing and I would be like, oh, how are they able to achieve this? Is it that I don't have a good source? Why is their price like looking like below mine? And then eventually, one of these people that I've been looking up to now increase their price. They because of economic reasons, and they gave all of their reasons. Then I was left at limbo. I was not like, okay, what do I do now? Those people have now increased their price. Am I going to just also increase my price, or do I stay where I am? Because I did not know how to go about my pricing. I was just that person that was copying the next pricing model, not having my own pricing model. But me going through the Bootcamp really now gave me a model to be able to charge what is valuable, not to hike the price, not to make it overpriced, but to charge what is commensurate, such that recently someone was going to give me a job, and I had priced the way following the model that we were taught in the PFA, to make sure that I was giving the person value, and also making sure that the business will be sustainable. So after doing the pricing, few days later, the person came back to say, oh, this pricing, we saw a vendor that would do it cheaper. And so they said they are not, maybe I said, well, you would want to go with that other vendor that would do it cheaper for you, because this is the best rate I can give for the value of the work that I would do and how the work will come out. I said that and I left it at that. If it was before, I would have panicked. Sometimes I was doing business below my cost price, just so that, the next person doesn't get what I feel that is my job. They don't take my job away from me. Let us just be doing it and be going. So when the person said that, I said, you can go with the other person, because I have already priced it to the best that I can give to you. Do you know that the person, I'm still the one doing the job? Person came back after a few days, and I'm like, okay, we're going to do the job. Because when I'm talking about the value I bring to the table now, because I now know how to bring value to what I do, I'm not saying it like me, I'm not sure. That was one of the things the PFA did to me in Tangier. Before, I wasn't confident about what I was saying. I was just like, it's supposed to be this price now, because now when I tell you, even you will pity me. You will pity me to know that, because really, PFA taught me to look at all the costs that I wasn't looking at. Then I saw that and that was one of the things that made me really sad. I've been running business at a loss, running business at a deficit, and putting all my energy. You need to see the energy I put into business to be running at a loss. So now I have my, pricing model, such that my customer will get that value. I'll be able to deliver that value, and the business will stay sustainable. One other thing that PFA did for me was that I now understood why people would do business for years. That was one thing that used to bother me. How someone would do business for 20 years, 30 years, and they cannot hand it over. It cannot become a legacy, and they are still in that hustling phase. You will see somebody with a very big shop in the market. The shop is full, but the person has to be there all the time because there's no structure to the business. And this person is actually they have not left that level they have financially. PFA taught me what to do with the profits, no matter how little it is that I make from my business, such that it becomes a legacy. I'm not going to tell people too much so that when you come to the boot camp, you come and learn by yourself. So I'll not tell you what they taught me to do, but I now learned that it's not even about how big my profit is. It's about how I'm able to use that profit such that my business is now going. Now I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid that tomorrow Zion's Apparel will pack up. No, I now know that I'm running something that would last beyond me. I know that I'm running something that I can hand over to my girls because we are all in it together and they love what I do and it's something I know they want to carry on. PFA has taken me away from hustle to legacy. I'm no longer just doing that as one side also, something that's just making extra. It's now something that no matter how little the profit is, I know that, without any fear that I'm going to be able to do something tangible with what I'm getting. I've gained a lot from PFO, as in I can just go on and on. Is it the sizing? Coutura taught me what to do to fix my sizing issue because I make beautiful hoodies. Sincerely, I can say that for myself. I've never had a I've never had a customer come back to complain about the quality or what my hoodie look like. But the problem I usually have is the sizing. Is either too big or too small, and PFA just taught me, tan, 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 this is what you do to fix that up. Then structure. Till yesterday, as I was in my bathroom washing it, I was listening to, the leadership, how I'm going to institute a leadership in my business. And let me just tell you that PFA has not only worked for my fashion business, in fact, it's like two for price of one. I'm using the model of PFA in my professional business. Can you beat that? As in, I now have a model to use in every other business I can ever think of. That's why I'm like, sincerely, you don't even have to be maybe I don't know if Couture will take you if you're not in the fashion space, sha. But you don't have to be in the fashion space to benefit from PFA. PFA is God showing me mercy, sincerely. Let me not talk too much. Yeah. You are muted, coach.
Thank you so much. So we are talking to Ruth Funke Nicholas, and she's a founder of Zion Apparels, among all the other businesses she runs. She's a physiotherapist by profession, and she actually has a medical equipment business as well. And she has shared with us that prior to coming to the PFA, she saw her t-shirt business as a hustle, hustle, hustle because she has so many other things she does. And so she wasn't really paying attention. Because most
Yeah.
times when I say, people who say, you know, this thing, oh, it's just my hustle, it's not really like the thing I do. What I say is that if it is what you invest in any hour of your 24 hours, then it is what you invest in that hour properly. Because if you feel that it is so inconsequential that it is a hustle, you have no business doing it. Close it down. If it's a hustle so much so that you don't think it's necessary to actually create a system around it, then why are you wasting your time? Just close it down now. But if it's worth any hour of your 24 hours that you cannot get back, it better be bringing in what you're putting in. That's what I say. But at the same time, I really know how it feels to feel that your business is a hustle, because I was there. I've actually worked in that shoes. When I first started running Wura, I was so I started Wura when I was in uni. I'm a lawyer by profession. I'm an actual litigation lawyer. I still go to court. If you bring your case, I will go. Yes. So I am in practice. I am in actual litigation practice. But um dressmaking was a talent that I had. It was that talent that you have, the parable of the 10 talent, and I said I will not bury my own talent. So although I had, gone to school, gone to law school, but this was my talent. So I wasn't just going to just let it go. I needed to hone it. I needed to, see where it takes me to. So although I'm a lawyer and I love the law, because I mean, as you can see, I love talking. So law came naturally to me. But I also really loved fashion. And two truths can coexist. That's really something. So When I first started, I remember when I was giving my presentation in fashion school, I would never forget, because that was, I think, one of the things that really changed my mindset about fashion as a business. And I said, I was presenting, I said, you know, fashion for me is just like a hustle. I don't really, I'm not really planning to take it seriously, but I just want to know how to sew. So that was the preamble to giving my presentation. And one of the external supervisors that day told me that you don't get to ever say that out of something that other people make a living from. Because if you trivialize the thing that you want to feed you, you're not going to give it the significance. You're not going to give it the significance that it requires to actually give you results. And I took that word, I took that lesson, and I actually went ahead to go on with it.
If you want to
Now,
show your own face, we are
because
there.
I actually did that, I started changing my mindset about the way I was running my business. And now, after I had run Wura as a bespoke label for a while, and I realized that, you know what, there was something about this system that wasn't quite right. First of all, it was taking up too much of my time, especially after I got married. I wanted to be able to do other things that were not being bent over a machine, or looking at a tailor or something. So I said, okay, you know what, ready to wear may be the better model for me. But then I now transitioned to ready to wear, and I still found myself battling with some of the same issues. So I realized that it wasn't necessarily about the business model, it was about also finding how to create systems around that model that made it possible for you to transcend the hustle mode. And so, through the series of things that I had to do, I was able to create that system. You have to wait for me. You have to wait. I can't write it. So through the series of the things I had to do, I was now able to create that system. And so when I started having this burden for the PFA, it was really about being able to replicate that thing I had created so that others could follow and also see the light. So when she says, this thing was a hustle, I know. And I know that there are some people on this call that feel that their fashion businesses are a hustle. And that's really where you need to start. You need to start by a change of mindset. And that's why the first week in the academy, all we do is working on your mind. That's all we do. Because if you are not in the right frame of mind, you're not going to take out the things that we are teaching you. So we need to first start by changing the way you think about your business. So when we say that the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy Ready to Wear Bootcamp is a complete system, I actually say it with every sense of responsibility. And Ms. Funke has already shared how now she's getting two for the price of one. Should we charge you extra school fees?
Yes,
Eh?
so.
And that she has been able to transcend, what she's learning in the Ready to Wear Bootcamp to every part of her life. And like I say, business principles are really dynamic. If you cannot grow one business, you cannot grow the next. And if you are having struggles with one business, and this was something I literally had to sit with when my fashion business was not profitable. And I told myself, I said, this business must work. Because if I do not make this business work and I start another business, I will still not be able to make it work. I needed to be able to crack the code as to why it wasn't working. I didn't want to just leave it, and a lot of people told me, hey, just leave fashion, start this, start it. I said, no, I want to know why it's not working. There's something in this ecosystem that is making it not to work. And it is through this journey of becoming, of discovery, that I've been able to create a system that I now teach in the PFA. So in the PFA, you don't have a coach that is coming to be talking. I am walking the walk that I am talking. I have walked through it. I'm still walking through it. I'm still inside there. Where all of us, we are inside. I say I'm the first student inside that bootcamp. So Ms. Fuka has shared how she has been able to transcend those teachings into even the other businesses that she has. And her word is that the PFA moved her from hustle to legacy. And that could really be you. All right. So, Ms. Funke, let's come back to our story. Can you share with me your top four webinars or top 4 weeks in the bootcamp. So through the bootcamp, we've gone to 12 weeks, and now we're even in a bonus week because the bootcamp is a 12-week structure, which we have gone through completely. And now we're in a bonus week. I'm sure you guys didn't see that one coming. But yes, we're in a bonus week. Our bonus week started today. So can you share with me your top four in the 12? Can you share your top 4 weeks and what transformation those weeks? I think you have already shared some, but the transformation and why. And if you want to choose others apart from the top four, you can say, okay, these ones I've shared though, because you've already shared some, but you can share your top four, your transformation, and why those weeks were important to you.
Thank you, Coach. It is well.
Yes, yes. No, we do what we have to do with. We are mothers. We are not ashamed
Yes,
of it.
please.
That is our cross. We carry it gracefully, but it
We'll
does not
carry
stop
it.
us from showing off.
It
We'll show
was.
up and we'll keep moving.
Yeah.
Please go
Okay.
ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so it should be it. I don't know. I would consider it trivial to say, oh, this is a top week, or all the weeks in the bootcamp are as in, like, I've not seen that week that, in fact, when you were treating material, I was like, okay, finally I've now found the one that is not none of my business. But like I told you, I may not be the front profit circle member, but I am following up. I'm not missing anything. Sometimes I'm on the road, I'm coming back from school, I'm listening, I'm catching up. So when I listen to the material, I think
Fabric
fabrics,
nursery.
fabrics, I said, this one is none of my business, but I listen to everything. And I still gain a lot. In fact, the contact, everything gave me a roadmap. So every single week in the bootcamp has been very impactful. In fact, sometimes when I'm not able to like follow that day, I feel like, oh, I'm just missing something out, and I can't always wait to jump right in. But if I were to particularly and pick, I would pick. Let me start from the ones we are doing now. Leadership. Oh, when I that leadership, I was still listening this morning. I was like, now this is it. Now this is it. Now this is how to do this thing. So it's not even just because I'm at that place where I'm still a solopreneur when it comes to my fashion business, and I'm looking at, okay, how can I bring people in? How can I, and as in Uncle Chura just broke the table that it's not about I'm dying. No, you are not bringing people in because you are dying. You are bringing people in because you need to multiply. I was like, okay. So it's not, I'm not dying, okay, because sometimes I feel like, oh God, this thing is too much for me, and I just need. So now I need people, but I'm not in a hurry. I'm searching for I already have like one or two people working with me, but I still told my girls yesterday, I was like, by next year, Zans Apparel will move out of the house, then we'll get a space, and it's PFA that gave me that liver, sincerely. Like I told you, it was side also, so it had no business moving out of the house. Why? What is it going to look for outside? Other things are already outside. But now I'm like, why not? Because now I know that what I'm doing is profitable. I'm making profit, and when at first I was like, okay, if I adopt this pricing model and I change this thing, where people are coming, as in my answer are full of work, because I'm able to tie everything I now do to value. Not just, you don't just come with one overprice something and think people will jump at it. No, I make sure that everything is rightly priced and it is valuable. So the leadership part that we are learning right now on how to hire just cement everything nicely for me to say, okay. And like I said, as I'm learning it for fashion, I'm okay. So this is the same model now that I will replicate in my private practice. There's no need to go and look for any other thing to do that one. So that really did that for me. And the part about the mindset, I think everything starts with the mindset. That what we handled in the first week. If you don't get the mindset out, you can't even dare, because all these things is about daring, is about launching out, is about saying that this. And the first person you need to speak to before you speak to a customer is yourself. So that first week taught me to speak to myself, as in I'm able to self-talk to myself. Now, I don't trivialize it being, in fact, there are a lot of people now that don't even know that I'm a physiotherapist. As far as they know me, when you mention Funke, it's t-shirts because I'm now proud of what I do. I don't. At a point, I felt like, oh, this thing is just belittling. How will a old me with all my word coats now be selling clothes? That was how I felt. But now I have people that don't know that. They don't even know what I do professionally, and it's fine. Because the spaces where I talk about my business, I don't even mention it because I don't need to. Because this is impactful enough, this is valuable enough, this is a legacy I'm handing over to my girls. I don't even know if they are interested in my profession, but I know that in this fashion business we're carrying it together because I have three girls and we are going to be doing the fashion thing together. So the change of mindset. I've mentioned pricing before, so I'm not going to go back to pricing because that just nicely cements everything for me. Leadership, now looking at the mindset, yeah, just changed everything for me. Those are the two that I will particularly begin, in addition to that pricing that I've talked about and the measurement that I just was able to get right. But sincerely, I said it's the week on organization that is not giving me a limited. If I thought, I'll be like, if any business is going to be limited, it shouldn't be Zion's apparel, But now that's what I'm getting out of it. I was able to get now a business that I can go out with, get if I need to get funds, if I need to apply for things, I now have a real business. I don't have it also, all thanks to the PFA. So every single week in the PFA has been beneficial, and I've 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 grown a lot. In fact, in these 12 weeks, it looks like why was I ever in business? You know, for somebody that love business so much, I wish like this is my entry point. I wish that this is where I started from. Maybe I didn't mention, but PFA is not the first maybe business mentorship I tried to seek. At a point in my journey, I think that was 2024. I started feeling like I needed something extra in this business line. I know that I have passion, but passion does not pay the bill. You know, I knew that I was putting in so much, and I knew that I should have grown more than where I was at that time. So I started searching, I started trying to look for, and without even searching, God just packaged PFA and brought my way. And that is why I keep saying that PFA is God just showing me mercy to say, oh, my girl, you've struggled so hard, and now come and now take the cheat code. Because in the PFA, everything is broken down. Every week addresses something. And we won't just say it in a day. Oh. We will now be saying it every single day. We will now break one small item into tiny, tiny parts that even if your head does not want to collect something, before that week ends, it will collect now. So it's broken down into very tiny bits. And one other thing that I really picked out from the weeks where there was a way the teaching came. I know other community members too have mentioned that even in the group. There's a way the teaching came that was just so serene. And I loved that. It just came in this very serene. It didn't look like a business mentorship. It came very serene, very spiritual, very, spiritual with structure, not just, we've never even prayed. There was no day where we say, let us pray in the PFA. But sincerely, it has been a very serene spiritual journey for me. Every week I'm soaking it in, I'm soaking in the scriptural. My business Bible reading now has taken another leap. I know I've left the question, I've moved into another. It's just that if you leave me to talk about the PFA, I can spend 3 hours. That is how fulfilled I am that I've done this journey sincerely. Let me just stop here.
All right. Thank you so much, Funke. In fact, you can see Funke. Funke, if you actually follow her on her handles, I'm going to drop them right now. Actually, you see that these gentle ladies at the back they are part of the Zion's
Yes.
apparel family. So I think they should even start giving their own interview at this point. because we are all in this business together. I will not
Together.
be surprised if they used to listen to the voice notes with you and say, Mommy, you have not done this one. You know, and they're always our mirror. They'll be the ones reminding you, Mommy, but your coach say,
Mhm.
Mommy,
One day, my daughter asked me, "What? So why is she talking to you people like you people are children?" I said, "She's our coach now. She's my teacher. So she has to teach me like a teacher now. How do you want her to be talking?" So they listen to when I'm listening in on my voice notes. I said, "No."
all right. So, so basically, we are very happy having them in the studio. We're okay with it. So,
Okay.
when I asked Zion's Apparels what were her top four webinars, well, she has already told us pricing changed the game for her. It made her realize that, there was something about pricing for value, you know. And there was something she said when she talked about pricing in the earlier question. She said, she now knew how to defend her prices by putting value against price. And you see, that's something that we miss. Many times when you start out, especially as a ready-to-wear brand owner, you are you think that your competition is the other person who is selling on Instagram. And I say it all the other time, or I say it all the time. Your only competitor is the person you see in the mirror. That's your only competition. You are your only competition. Yes, those people may be selling, but you and them, God did not give you the vision that He gave them. Everybody's path different. And if you do not understand that there is a differentiator, you will be trying to fit into places that you have no business being in. And that's how you copy and copy and copy yourself out of business. So you need to realize who you are and what your business is supposed to do, is supposed to achieve. And then you create a plan. These things we teach in the academy. We teach in the academy how to create a plan for the growth of your business. A lot of us, our businesses are not growing because you don't even know that you should have a growth plan. Your own is that you just come to work every day, no plan for how you will grow. And you will not understand what I'm saying. That's the truth until you enter the boot camp. And there's even if I even said, let me even explain it to you from now till tomorrow, you cannot still understand because there are some things that must come before some other things. And the boot camp, like Miss Funke has shared, the boot camp is structured in a way that just makes sense. That just makes sense. And so she has told us how, the way she thinks of how to hire leadership. Yes, because hiring is not just about employing people, it is about creating leadership systems. And if you do not understand that, you will be the entrepreneur that keeps complaining. My workers, they are so bad. They are so, you will become every day you will complain. Every day you will complain and you will not see find solution. And so the PFA is that thing for both you, for your frontline managers. You want to put them in there. You want to teach them how to build with you. That's what you want to do. And they would learn that in the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy Ready to Wear Bootcamp. So Funke has shared that leadership, the mindset shift, pricing and measurements are her top four. And she has told us why. And she has also said that, she has been able to embark on a business spiritual journey in a way that has been profound for her. you know Everybody takes something out of the PFA through their own lens, and she has been able to share her own lens. And there was something she said that I need us to go home with. She said passion does not pay the bills. They pay the bills. So I'm passion. I have a passion for fashion for passion. It will not pay for your when AEDC brings your bill. E no go pay am. It's not going to pay for the light in your store. It won't pay for your staff. It won't pay for your restocking. Passion is not enough. You need to actually know. And she has actually put us through all these things. So now I'm going to ask you, even though I think you have shared, but I'm going to ask you because it's a direct question. Now, you are in the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy Ready to Wear Bootcamp. And our core message is Let me ask, what is our core message?
Profitability.
Profitability. That's all we preach. Oh. We are not freedom fighters. We are here to make you profitable. So now, I want to ask you. You have been in business for a long time. So, since you came into the boot camp, how profitable would you say that you have been from the time you came in as opposed to all the other time? I think you have shared, but I just want you to expatiate on the issue of profitability. Do you think that the PFA, number one, is living up to his name as the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy? How has it positioned you to make more money and make more impact?
Okay. First, when you hear Profitable Fashion Academy, you will just feel that they are going to just tell you how to just maybe sell more or just make more money. But one thing that I really picked from PFA is that profitability is not about making more money, and it's not about selling out. Profitability is being able to do something with that money that you have made, and being able to know that your revenue is not profit. My business has sold. I've made so much. I've done 200 t-shirts this month. I've done 500. But when I entered the PFA, I now sat down to say, from this 500 now, what is really my profit? I will calculate and calculate. I will not see anything. I said I was running at a loss. I was working. I was getting jobs. So maybe when we say profitability, they will teach me how to sell more. I will now get more customer. No, one thing PFA did for me was to plug my leaks. PFA taught me how to plug all those places where I was leaking out my profit from. You know, I had business, I had work to do, I had customers, but I wasn't making money. Not that I wasn't making money. I was making money. I wasn't making profits. So PFA would help you differentiate making money and making profits, because they are two different things. I was making money, people were buying, people were ordering, people as in the business was going. But when I now sat down to say, let's now not look at it from what is in the bank. Let's now look at it from what is my profit after every other thing has gone. I saw myself at a loss. In fact, if not for courage, I would have said, okay, let's just go and go and do something else. But I was like coach said, if you cannot do this one well, you cannot do the next one well. And I already saw myself at that place where I was struggling, even with other businesses, to really, thrive. And PFA just took me out of that place and taught me how to turn making money now into making profit. Sincerely, I may not be making more money than I was making before, but PFA has now taught me to make profit out of that money. And now I now know that, okay, I'm not going to be doing a business where after 10 years, you see some big stores. That thing was really a burden to me. Why would a big store be like this, and just one day the person just packs up and is not making it, and it just looks as if, what has this person really been doing in business? Or why is somebody in business for 10 years and nothing has changed about their life? Those were the take home I took. Now, when I see businesses, I'm like, it's not about how big your shop is. It's not about how many clothes you get to sew at the end of the day. It's about how you learn what to do with the little, no matter how little that is coming in. Everything is not going to go back into your business. In PFA, we were taught in fact, I think I should have picked that week again. That week where we were taught exactly what to do with our profit, where to put it, to make sure that it is more. I don't want to talk too much so that I will not leak the expose. Where to put what we are making so that we can multiply it, what to do with it. Then the structure in PFA now made me know that profit is not just about that customer that has given me money. Registering my business is profit. Knowing who my customer is profit. Me having the mindset to defend what I'm going to charge for the value I'm going to put in is profit. me knowing the my inventory. Oh, I didn't even add that. I should have added that. That's why I say I cannot. It would be very trivial of me to say it is one week that is now the best. No, I had to go back, brought out all my inventory. I had to count everything. There's no week apart from, as in, there's no week that I have sat down to listen to the week's work in PFA that I have not implemented. So when I listen like that, in fact, when we were talking about fabric, I made a content about, how my fabric, how we source the fabric and everything. So as I learn it, I just see how can I translate this now into my own business at this time. So every single week about the in the PFA is linked to profits. In fact, it is that name that you said, are we living up to the profitable? Yes, PFA is living up to it, because even without teaching us how to make money, we are already learning how to be profitable. So in PFA, I now dissociated making money from profit. They are not the same thing. If you hire the right hand, it is profits. If you hire the person that would drain you, you are not in profit. So I got that mindset shift of make, because in my own head, as long as people are ordering, as long as there's money in my bank, I am making profit. So now I've removed that. I now know what real profit is from the lessons in the PFA. Thank you.
All righty. I couldn't have said it better myself. You know, Funke has explained what profit is in tangible terms. Now we are talking to Funke Nicholas. She is the founder of Zion's Apparel. Zion's Apparel is you know, we call it a brand that puts a name on anything you need a name on. She is a brand that does customized apparels for other brands, and for you, she does customized apparels for the PFA and for Wura, which is my ready-to-wear fashion brand. She also has other businesses that she runs, and she is a PFA bootcamp participant. She has been sharing how the PFA affected her profitability. And she said something profound. She said it made her dissociate profits from revenue. So many times you look at money going in and out of your bank account, you're like, this business is moving, we are making money, we're making money, we're making money. But then when you go to sit down and say, how much is the money that you are retaining? After all said and done, you have spent everything, you have disbursed all the disbursement. How much are you retaining? And many times when we talk about profits, we think that profit is in how much you sell. But the PFA will teach you that profit is in your entire system. Every part of your ecosystem affects your profits. So if you look at the concept of profit from a myopic point of view, you miss the big picture. And that's why you may finish going through the entire, you know, hustle that you do this, make things, buy this, and then you are still not in profit because there were things you needed to have blocked that you did not block. And so it's you are making money, but then you are bleeding it out. And Funke has told us that because of the things that she has learned at the PFA, she not only knows how to make more money, but even the one that she was even making before, she now knows how to deploy it in a way that makes it work and work out to be more profitable. And that's so key. And there's something else that she said. She said she had always wondered why, people will be in business for so long and then you just wake up one day and the business is closed. Because the truth of the matter is that there's something called seed time and harvest. Your business cannot be the same all the time. There'll be times of ups and downs, but what makes it at a level of equilibrium and even still positive growth, even during recessive seasons, is how you had deployed your profits. All these things we teach you in the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp. Bootcamp in PFA is bootcamp. It's not just let's just come and just make people feel good. I mean, we've collected money, let's just give anything. You can see how Funke has also shared how she has been in other mentorship programs. She has been in other business mentorship programs. But somehow, she didn't quite get what she was looking for. Me, I've said it here time and time again. If you come to the PFA and you don't get, I'll give you your money back. How much is the money that you're paying? 250,000 naira. I give you back. If you come, you don't get that value and more, come back to me. And I say it with every sense of responsibility. So thank you so much, Funke, for sharing. It's been really good and amazing hearing your journey. So now I'm going to let us round up because it's Friday. It's already 10 p.m. past 10 p.m. Right here, West African time. I'm going to ask you that to those people, you have a peculiar journey because you didn't even feel you needed it. Yeah, you were in some form of apparel business, but you're like, this is not ready to wear a bag. I don't really need this. Now, there may be someone who is on this live or who may come across this live or who this live link may be shared to, who is thinking, I do something like this and this and this. But maybe I don't need this. Maybe this is not really for me. Or there may be people who are also in the ready to wear space or thinking of starting a ready to wear brand or in the process of transitioning or in the process of thinking, maybe I need to put a ready to wear line in my bespoke business, but they are not really sure if these people that they are seeing on Instagram can actually deliver what they say they will deliver. Should I should I pay this money? After all, Funke said that even until the day before, when she saw early bed, she did not pay. Oh, she paid late bed now. If you don't pay early bed, you pay late bed. Anyhow, the bed will fly. So she she saw early bird, she didn't pay. She even the day before, she was still struggling that should I pay this money? Should I not pay this money? So she's like she's a typical doubting Thomas.
So,
So
yes.
what message do you have for people like you who are thinking, I've been seeing these people, oh, this thing, Kai, oh, this thing, no, but should I pay this money? I don't want to make my money come loss. I beg, it's not like it's cheap. I don't want my money to loss. What do you have to tell them? Take it away.
Okay. So let me speak to my folks. My folks. So the first thing I believe in life is that life is very, very spiritual, and nothing happens for nothing. Nothing happens without a reason. I believe that the fact that you can hear me, or you've been listening, or God has brought this PFA PFA message your way, in whichever way you've heard it, is because there's something for you there. God doesn't just waste to just bring this one. Of course, you must be able to decipher and know, the places that are for you. But if you have been listening and you've been feeling, as you're listening, you're saying, it's like maybe, maybe, please enter, so that you will remove that maybe and maybe not. You would never know how much you need what you don't know that you need. So how will you be able to quantify that thing that you don't even know that you need? You cannot even say. It's easy when you can say, oh, this is what I need, and I'm looking for the answer. That thing that you need so much, but you don't even know that you need it. And that is what PFA is. So if you are in any type of fashion business, and you are transitioning, or you want to transition, or you've already transitioned, your own is a t-shirt, is not ready to wear. Your own is I don't know if coach will take, if your own is beads. Whatever you are doing in the fashion space, just enter, because whatever you are learning is not for you to copy, it's for you to domesticate, for you to get it. And I said I'm using PFA for my professional, the lessons from PFA for my professional business that has nothing to do with clothes. So not to talk more of you that you are doing something related to the fashion space. PFA is a place where you want to come and learn structure. You want to learn how to do things in that big size. And that's what I love the most. There's no well, I didn't feel overwhelmed in the boot camp, not for one day. Because in fact, I'm like, so this small topic, we will still break it down. I'm like, so we'll not break this tiny. What are we? Sometimes when I see the topic for the week, I'm like, this one we can finish it in one voice note now. Why is coach then when she now comes every day, I'm not be so this thing is more than just because I'm like, this thing is not that hard now. I saw all the things that are that hard. Everything is broken down into bit size that you will not be overwhelmed. You'll be able to take it in, you'll be able to go at your own pace. Coach will ginger you, you put fire in your bum bum so that you can run. And even those of us that are not running in front, even from our middle and back, we are still running. We are not resting, because when I'm resting like this, I know that, oh God, coach has not seen me. Oh, I'm just running. But there's something in the bootcamp for you as a fashionpreneur. As long as you bear that name, fashionpreneur, just migrate jejely, and don't pay late bed, pay early bed, so that you will not still fly. But the truth is that I don't even regret paying late bed, though. I have gotten value, much more value than I paid for. I did not expect to be this impacted. So either you, even if you pay late bed, it's still fine. So just come in and come and learn, so that you can also stay here and talk about how transformed you are. Because at the end of the day, that is what life is all about: growing and transformation. Thank you, coach.
Thank you so much. Life is all about growing and transformation. So even if you feel that you don't need it, it is that this is that medicine that you did not know that will cure your headache. In fact, you didn't even know you had a headache, but then someone just told you, just take this paracetamol. I think you have a headache. You should take this paracetamol. Then you take it and suddenly you're relieved. You're like, ah, my head was feeling full, oh, but I didn't know this thing I had was headache. But this medicine has suddenly just
Mm.
made me feel so relieved. That's what the PFA, would do for you. And so we have, through the course of this is 11 minutes past the hour of 10 o'clock. And through this journey, in the 1 hour, 11 minutes we've been here, we've been talking to Funke Nicholas, who is the CEO of Zion Apparel, a branding company. She does apparels, hoodies, t-shirts, anything that needs your name on it, she got it. And I know she has a Christmas collection coming up, which I've been waiting
Yes,
for. I've not
please.
seen it. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I don't know whether I will go and buy from another person. But she
Please,
has
oh.
she has a Christmas collection coming for our matching PJs for our family, yes, because we are big on family celebrations during Christmas. So we are eagerly waiting for that. So as the end of year is coming, you want to be contacting her for your branded gifts, for your bosses, for your mentors, for your kids, for people who you want to honor. You want to contact Zion's Apparel. And she has shared how she was making money, but she wasn't making profits. And the PFA has revolutionized the way she now thinks about her business. And she has been able to take those teachings and put them in other businesses that she runs. It was right here on this live stream that one of the bootcamp participants shared with us how she was doing an MBA, but she was using the PFA. She was using the thing she was learning in the PFA to write her MBA exam. That was the PFA that was helping her understand her Masters of Business Administration. So yes, if I tell you that I'm a tutor of Masters of Business Administration, now you will say that I'm just talking. But someone used the PFA to pass her MBA.
Hmm.
That's how detailed the things we do in the PFA are. Because the truth of the matter is that you cannot beat experience. Anybody can come and say anything, but I have walked in those shoes and you cannot beat experience. And when that experience is documented and deployed in a structured manner, put in a system that can make you enter at point A and come at point, you better start running. You literally better start running when you see the PFA. And so the next cohort of the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp starts on the 1st of November 2025. That is just 6 days from now, literally. And we already have people sitting pretty in that cohort waiting to be onboarded. Induction week, induction will happen on the 1st of November. If you know anybody who is a fashion entrepreneur of any sort, and this thing is coming to your timeline, you don't need it. Perhaps all it came to your timeline to do was to plant. Your job is to plant. Leave it to God to do his work. After all, I planted, and Funke said God did not let her sleep. But if I had not said why are you not in the boot camp? She may not have thought that she needed it. So sometimes all we need to do is to plan. You don't even need to convince anybody. Just share the link and say, look through this. I think you may find it useful. And then that may be all you need to do. So if you're on this stream today and you feel this is not really for me, maybe you were sent here for somebody else. So look through your contact list and say, who was I sent here for? And you want to start forwarding these links, sharing these links to everybody who needs to know. And right here on this on our YouTube channel, we have a lot of free resources for fashion entrepreneurs. So you want to like, you want to subscribe, you want to share the YouTube channel, because anybody who is in this space would have so much to benefit from it. Ms. Funke, it's been a pleasure having you here this evening. And now I'm going to ask you for your final words. Anything you want to share, your final words, your last words for us for the night, so that we can wrap up this session and TGIF.
Okay. Thank you, Coach, for this privilege to be on this live stream. My life has been impacted by the PFA, and I do not take it for granted. I do not take it as a coincidence, and it is not just one of those things. It's been divinely orchestrated for me, and it has fulfilled the purpose, and is fulfilling and will continue to fulfill the purpose that God has brought it my way. So I just really want to say thank you for this. And I want to tell the people listening to me as a parting word is that one of the biggest gifts in life is to stay teachable, is to stay learnable, is to be able to learn. It's a gift if you assess that gift of still be there are a lot of people that cannot learn. They just don't see the reason why they should learn from anybody. So they will continue to stumble around. You know, that's the labor of the foolish. They will
Hmm.
weary themselves out. Please do not be that person. Just because you feel that, well, what will she teach me? Or is it not a human being like me? And you don't know it. You don't know what you don't know. Somebody else knows it. And God has given that person the code to make your life easier. Just use it, and you would see how far you will come. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You see that? Is it not a human being like me? That thing I shall send people into the grave. He said, me that I've been in this business. What does she want? Me, I've been in this business. What does she want to teach me? That thing has sent people in the grave. Please don't follow them. Don't follow them into the grave. All right. Thank you so much. It's been an
Thank you.
amazing time this evening. We've been talking to Ruth Funke Nicholas, who is the CEO of Zion's Apparel, and she has shared very, very solid gems. Very solid gems. So much to take away. I have my book. I have written. Yes, every time I come for a live session, me too, I'm collecting Rema. Oh, I don't know about you. Yes, I'm coach, but I'm also a student. And every opportunity to learn is one I do not take for granted. So she has shared so much about her journey of transformation. And I thank you so much for being teachable and for actually implementing, because we dey implement e dey show. I always say it's not by how much knowledge you know, it's not by how much you have, it's not by how much you have heard, it's by how much you do. Profit is in the doing. It is in the doing. It's a verb. You must be implementing. If you just come and you just say, oh, coach voice, I like coach voice. When I'm listening to the voice when you finish, oh, glory, glory, coach voice, you go home, you don't implement, you will not see any result. You come back, you will say, this thing that it's because you did not implement. Yeah, there are some people in the boot camp who are re-registering from it because they did not implement well. They say, we have to come back. We are here for you. We will collect you. Eh? And of course, we even have a more expanded um 1 year program, which those who pass through the boot camp have access to actually get into. Yes, it's a 1 year program, but it is exclusive for those who have passed through the boot camp. And here's the thing: if you don't join the November cohorts, the 1 year program actually starts in February. You will not qualify for the February cohort. So if you join the February cohort of the Ready to Wear boot camp, You will have to wait until February 2027 to join the 1 year cohort. We take you 1 year, we lock our gate, we deal with the people, double down, because this profit, we have to press it, and bring you out at the other side. So we know 3 months is really not enough, but 3 months is very, very good. It's a good starting point. It gives you a bird's eye view of the things that you need to do, so that by the time you now come into the more advanced program, you now know how to start really, really, really doubling down on your implementation. So the flyer for the bootcamp, Tim, can you put it up, please? Again, like I said, it starts on the 1st of November 2025, and the details are there. It's also rotating right here on our screen, and it is also right there in the comment section. This has been my Profitable Fashionpreneur Journey with Ruth Funke Nicholas. You want to really follow her brands? It's in the comment sections at Zion Apparel on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Wherever it is that you are, she is there. And you need to follow her. She's a brand you want to follow. She's the brand you want making anything you want a name on. My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your Profitable Fashion Coach. We will be here again on Monday next week. No, we are not doing my Profitable Fashionpreneur Journey tomorrow or next tomorrow, because we want to also have a weekend.
Right.
But we'll be here on Monday next week. But guess what? Even as we are not here, in the bootcamp, we are still there. When you come into the bootcamp, there are no off days, because every day we want you thinking about your business. So we'll be back here on Monday night, 9 p.m., where we'll be meeting another profitable fashionpreneur who is in the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp, and she will be sharing her own journey of transformation through the 90 days of the bootcamp. Until then, I remain your profitable fashion coach. Thank you so much, Ruth Funke, CEO Zion Apparel, for coming on the live today. Of course, you know I love you. Of course, you know that I do not take any of my profitpreneurs for granted. You guys are the wind behind our wings, and we are the ones who make what we do worth it. Because if we don't have people who trust us enough to be able to invest their time, then we will not be able to create these results which we are creating. So we say thank you for being in the bootcamp and for implementing. And we look forward to all those coming in cohort 2. Cohort 2, are you ready? Because we are ready for you. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Ruth. I honor you. And I will see you in the profit circle. You know where we see ourselves. And for the rest of us, I'll see you same time, same stations, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We'll be streaming live on all platforms by 9 p.m. on Monday nights. All right. Have a good night, everyone, and enjoy your weekend. Bye. Still hiding your confidence because your outfit isn't doing the talking? My name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am called your Profitable Fashion Coach, because if your business isn't making money, why are you even in business? At Wura, we don't just make clothes. We create statements. Our timeless ready-to-wear pieces are created for the woman who walks in grace, owns her space, and turns heads effortlessly. And if you are a fashionpreneur struggling to turn your talent into real income, especially if you are stuck in bespoke and want to transition to ready-to-wear, the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy is your next step. We teach fashion creatives how to structure, scale, and sell profitably. From the woman who wears it to the woman who makes it. Confidence and profits go hand in hand. Wura dresses you. The PFA builds you. So come, join the movement. Wear confidence and build profits with Wura and the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy.